Hello and welcome. This is a mini seminar on behalf of Spiritualism New Zealand. My name is Kim Chamberlain, and today we're having a look at channeling for beginners and introduction. So I've been channeling for quite a few years now, and I channel a range of things, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And so what we're going to have a look at today is 5 things. What is channeling? What are the benefits of channeling? Who you can channel, what you can channel, and how to get started. So, what is channeling? And this is something that's been happening for hundreds of years, possibly thousands of years. And my definition of it is a natural way of gaining information from something other than your conscious mind. And how I like to describe it is in 2 different ways. So firstly, it's a bit like having somebody wise sitting next to you who gives you information and wisdom. Or it's a bit like radio waves. So within this room, there's lots of radio stations that are broadcasting at the moment, but I can't hear them because I'm not tuned into them. And it's the same when you're channeling. There's lots of knowledge and wisdom out there. It's simply a case of tuning into it and being able to access the vast, vast amount of knowledge and wisdom that's available for us to tap into. Sometimes when people think about channeling, they think about trance channeling. And that's where somebody kind of steps aside and lets an energy being or a guide come in and use their body to speak or write or get the wisdom out in whatever way. But I see it as a continuum. So at one end of the continuum, we have conscious channeling, where you're very aware of what you're bringing through. And at the other end, there's trance channeling. And that's where you do step aside and another energy being uses your body. And some people go the whole range of the continuum. Some people mainly go to trance channeling. Some people mainly go to conscious channeling. And so just be aware that where you are on the continuum may be different to where other people are. I personally am mainly from here to about halfway, so I'm always aware of what I'm bringing through. And if you do decide to go to trance channeling or you feel you're called to do it, then if you're new to it, I would highly recommend that you get some training, get someone to mentor you so that you know how to do it properly and you know how to keep yourself safe. So, what are the benefits of channeling? So I would say there's 2 main benefits. Firstly, when you're channeling, you're in a higher vibration, and that's always good. Being in the high vibrations is a benefit to you, to those around you, and ultimately the planet. So it helps you live at a better standard of life. It helps you connect better to other people, helps you feel happier, improves your health. It has many, many benefits being in a raised vibration. And when we're channeling properly, we're only ever in a raised vibration because channeling is the energy of love. If ever you bring something through that isn't in the energy of love, then it won't be channeling. So disconnect and then prepare yourself and come back in another time. The second benefit is you can tap into this vast array of knowledge and wisdom and information that's available, from the very simple to the very complex. It's like a whole internet of spiritual knowledge and wisdom that you can tap into. It's just absolutely fascinating what you can bring through. Who can you channel? I would say there's 2. Firstly, it's your higher self. So before you come here as a human, you endow yourself with a range of knowledge, wisdom, information, skills, abilities, and so on. And when you're channeling your higher self, you're unlocking wisdom that you've already endowed yourself with. It just may not be something that you use on an everyday basis. But when you decide to channel your higher self, you're unlocking this vast array of wisdom and knowledge you have endowed yourself with that is going to be of use to you and to others. And the second is you can channel others. So that could be spirit guides, it could be angels, archangels, energy beings. It could be people who've lived as humans. It could be people you know, who've passed over. It might be people you don't know. You might ask for a specific guide. If, for example, you want to do some writing, you might ask for a writing guide to come through. You might be able to channel animals or parts of nature, a whole range of other beings that you can channel. Some people know exactly who they channel, and they may channel the same guide all their life. They may have a team of guides. They may have different people coming in at different times, or they may not know. And to some extent, it doesn't matter because the way that you do it is going to be the way that's natural for you. So I, most of the time, don't know who I'm channeling, and I have no need to know because I know that I'm in the high vibrations, and then what I'm going to be bringing through is of a high vibration. Sometimes I ask, so I might ask to channel my father. I have channeled a person from history that I was very impressed with, so I've had a few conversations with him over the years. And sometimes the guides come in and they tell me who they are. But everybody's different, and you'll find out if it's specific guides that are coming through, or maybe you don't know. Maybe they don't have a form, they don't have a name. But as long as you know that you're tapping into the highest level energy, then you'll be bringing through good information. So, what can you channel? And this is vast. The amount of knowledge and wisdom you can channel is enormous, and it can be on many subjects. So, you could bring through messages for yourself, for other people. You may bring through energy that you can use to heal others. You may bring through energy that you can use to give readings. You may bring through music, art, new concepts, scientific information. It could be recipes, a whole range of things that you can bring through. Typically what happens, at least in the beginning, is like attracts like. So you're probably going to be channeling, say, a guide who has got a similar purpose to your life purpose, so that you can bring through that wisdom for yourself and for others. And it's going to be something that resonates with you, that you could be generally familiar with, and you understand it, and you know how to express it. Maybe later on you'll bring through information that is not something you're that familiar with, but in the beginning, it's probably like attracts like. So I bring through a lot of personal and spiritual development information because that's my purpose, it's lifetime. I'll, let me have a drink. Spirit likes to give me strong messages through my throat. So I know sometimes when I'm giving out the higher vibration information, because they're trying very hard to explain it to me, but that's just me. Other people, they might not experience it like that at all. So I'll just give you some examples of what I've brought through. So I've channeled a number of books. So here is one. Spiritual Guidance, Channeled Messages to Help You Understand and Navigate Life. That's 140 different life issues that they've given wisdom on. Another one I've recently co-channeled with a group of 6 women. Channeled Soul Messages, Guidance for Thriving in the World Today. And that comes through from the energy of the chakras. There's 7 of us bringing through knowledge and wisdom on life issues. I've channeled again with other people a set of oracle cards. I've also brought through intuition cards, rune stones, and various other things. What you have to become aware of is that what you bring through and the way you bring it through is your way. And Spirit are really keen to say that your way is your way. So I know some people might watch channelers on YouTube and say, how do I get to be like that? Well, you probably don't, because that's their way and your way may be very different. So just be open to learning what your way actually is and what you bring through. You may bring through something that seems very small through to something that seems vast, enormous tomes of wisdom. But nothing really is small or large. Something that is deemed to be small may be extremely helpful and life-changing for another person. So whatever you bring through is what you're bringing through. It may change and develop over time, but just trust that it's the right thing that you're bringing through. How do we get started? Start simply. If you are completely new to channeling and you've never seen anything channeled before, or at least consciously never seen anything, I'm going to direct you to my website where I channel a monthly newsletter and meditation. It's one of many, many, many things that you could have a look at, but just as a start, if you're completely new, just to give you an idea of what channeling could be. So when you're starting off, it's really good to prepare two things. Prepare yourself, so get yourself physically comfortable, and then get yourself mentally and emotionally comfortable. Give yourself some time to get into the right energetic space. So that may be through a meditation or going into the quiet, making sure that there's no distractions around you, gifting yourself the time to be, just to be and to tap into the energies, knowing that the outside world can wait for a few minutes. And so start off just getting into that nice, peaceful energy. Then when you feel comfortable with that, maybe ask if you could get a message. So it's always useful to set an intention for your channeling session. And you can always write it on a piece of paper and hold that piece of paper between your hands so you're tapping into the energy of your request. Have something to record what you channel. So it could be a pen or paper or record on your phone, because you may not always get the message when you receive it. The deeper meaning may come out a little bit later, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. And also it's really good to keep a track of how you actually are channeling and how your channeling may change over time. And just keep a note of the wisdom that comes through, because it might not be wisdom for you. Maybe it's something that you need to share with somebody else who needs to hear that message. So you may like to hold crystals. So I hold a blue one with the throat chakra for communication. You may like to put crystals around you if crystals is your thing. I would recommend looking into it if you're not familiar with crystals. I have crystals for protection around the house. So just work out what's going to be right for you. And what I'll also do is I'll give you a link. Oh my goodness. Spirit, I've got something to say. This won't happen to you. And I was debating whether or not to re-record this and leave this bit out. But I'm not going to. I'm going to leave this in because this is what happens for me. And this is how spirit bring information through. When they've got a lot to say, they really make my throat work very hard. So I will leave a link at the end to a meditation that I'm recording specifically to help you get into the mode of channeling. So also below, I will put links to my website where I've got a page on channeling. I've got the newsletters and meditations that I've channeled. I also have got a few more videos on YouTube, 3 videos, introduction to channeling. And I run a Facebook group called Channeling Development and Spiritual Growth. And what that is a way for you to share and to ask questions. But we also have a monthly channeling development video that I put up. and monthly free webinars. Also, I'll put a link to Spiritualism New Zealand, their YouTube channel, for other mini seminars and a whole range of meditations, and also a link to their website where there's a vast array of really, really useful information on there. So thank you for coming on this little journey with me. Thank you for listening to my throat. Having this very strange experience, but this is very normal for me when Spirit have got a really powerful message that they want to get across. So if you're listening to this message is absolutely for you, because it wouldn't have happened this way otherwise. So thank you for joining me. I hope it's been of benefit, and we'll see you in the Spiritualism New Zealand world.